All right. I know most y'all are asleep, but I was trying to have some sympathy for this Matt Doloff kid who, well, I say kid, I mean he's 30, and say that it was justified shooting. And the more I look at this, it wasn't. That was wrong of me. It was wrong. I'm trying to admit I was fucked up by saying that. This guy wasn't even licensed, because allegedly he was working for the Pinkertons, who sent him on his way. Turns out he wasn't a Pinkerton. This guy was a just some random dude. It sounds like, who was working with Antifa. It sounds like, who ended up killing this dude. This guy, now I know his name, Lee Keltman, who was a veteran who designed cowboy hats. So I mean, I was fucked up when I said. I just want to make sure I'm repeating myself, but people are starting to come into the chat here. But when I said it was a justified shooting, that Denver shooting, I was wrong. I'm just repeating myself, but I was wrong. It was absolutely not justified at all. I was sadly mistaken. And just to make sure on the details of it, apparently this guy, Matthew Doloff, didn't work for the Pinkertons at all. Information is going to continue in, but, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to be as good faith as possible and at least, try not to be too disingenuous. But the thing is that the guy who was killed was a gentleman by the name of Lee Keltman, who was part of this anyway, basically it was a MAGA-peed meeting, and they were, just out there for a rally. And, this Matthew Doloff guy was allegedly hired by 9 News, KUSA TV in Denver. And, he ends up just shooting this dude in the head. A lot of folks are going to lose some shit over this. This is going to be like that shooting last year with the left-wing dude who was mad about his girlfriend. And people were like, no, he's not a left-wing guy. He has nothing to do with us. Remember that shit? Remember that shit when he said that? And, people were all mad as hell about it. And I think it is true. Yeah. When is Antifa being a terrorist organization now have any consequences? Especially since 2 people identifying as Antifa kill people now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think I scared some of the audience away, but oh well. I mean, look, I'm trying to be honest, man. And I think it would be, I was going to show a video of this Lee Keltman. Apparently he worked on hats, he designed cowboy hats and everything. Seems like a good guy. But I think that it'd be a bit exploitative to show a video of him. I think it would be very exploitative. So I'm not going to do that. Like I say, I'm trying to be older. I'm trying to be more mature. I think that it'd be exploitative of me to show a video of this dude. I didn't know him. I didn't know him at all. But, I feel like, shit's pretty bad, And I think there's a lot of, once again, you have these folks, who are just like, well, we got to take care of the fascists. We got to take care of the fascists. And I haven't heard a word yet from people like, E. American Johnson, Mr. Lefty, who's going to say some shit, say some smart ass shit, acting like, oh, he's better than other people and this and that. It's, to me, it's disgusting. This is why it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating to think about. It's frustrating as hell to think about what's happened with the United States. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't really go into the details of everything. It's just I don't even know where to begin, man. Just so much has happened. How many people have already died? You know, just it's crazy, man. Crazy to say the least. I mean, it's kind of like when I was first covering Chaz and everything else, and I was trying to be fair minded, and it just slowly turned into, yeah, almost always pretentious. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. You know, the thing is, man, it's like, what is their socialism really about? That's really what it comes down to, doesn't it? What's their socialism really about? Once again, man, it's frustrating as hell to see. It is. It's frustrating as fuck to see what's going on. It's just, like I said before, I've made the comparison to like a poker game or whichever you want to say, but the chips are stacking up. The chips are dead bodies, and I'm not going to go into depth because I feel like that'd be kind of Fed posty, but I feel like yeah, they never say what they mean. They always try to play some sort of game with you. Yeah, yeah, they do, and they think they're part of a larger movement. The update is that that guy Matt Doloff, the shooter, um, turns out he didn't work for the Pinkertons. Pinkertons have no record of this guy, and so they're hiring folks. 7 News in Denver, Colorado, KUSA TV didn't check this guy out. It sounds like, and this guy Clark, I think one of the producers, he you know, we find out that this dude, we find out that the guy's name was Lee Ketterman, I believe it was his name. Let me make sure. Apologize for that, but yeah, I think his name. Yeah, Lee Keltman. Sorry, I don't know why I said Ketterman. Sorry, yeah. Lee Keltman was a gentleman who was killed by that Matt Doloff. Just shot right in the head. You know, um, turns out he has no connection to the Pinkertons at all and everything else. And now people are going to, once again, left wing niggas are going to be like, oh, well, this is a story spun by the far right, this and that. And it's just like, what are you talking about? It's the same type of thing when folks talk about Chopper Chaz and say, oh, that person. Remember when they said that a fascist killed that kid? Killed a dude named Lorenzo Anderson. Turns out it was some gang shit. And most ironic thing, of course, that, the guy was wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt. The other one, there were 2 kids who were joyriding. Apparently, they took a Jeep Grand Cherokee. They were driving through Anderson Park, and they came up to the stop going into Chaz. And, they were scared. They just kept going. They killed him. The security forces, quote unquote, killed that kid. And of course, the lefty niggas don't say shit about it. The lefty niggas don't say shit about it. Notice that. I don't know, man. I'm caught in the feelings right now. Apparently the guy, yeah, hired is a pretty big, fan of anti-fascism. Yeah. Shit, you got me. You got me if it's a Fed thing. You got me. Like I said, it could be. A lot of folks have already said that Antifa really is just a continuation of, the government power. It's like this is the same type of thing even in France with the yellow vest protests. Antifa fought the yellow vest protesters. And yet no one says a fucking thing. You have all these motherfuckers who come out and it's like, oh, Antifa is just an idea, this and that. I mean, like I say, I gotta be careful because I don't want to, upset anybody or trying to, but I feel like there is some connection somewhere. And it's a fucked up thing, to say the least. But I feel like this is, suddenly when Joe Biden says, oh yeah, Antifa is just an idea. And then, now here we are, a couple days later, people are like, yeah, it's an international organization. They work out of Europe. Yeah, that's true. Yep, but it's just an idea, this and that. It's not any big thing. Oh, no, not at all, This is why, yeah, Nazbol is just an idea. Yeah, exactly. It's like I say, man. I mean, it's fucked up to think about, right? It's some fucked up shit to think about. That you see, this guy get killed, and he just got caught up. He just thought that he was, being a good libertarian or whatever the case may be, and he felt strongly about this country. And I said some disparaging things. I didn't know about everything, but it was fucked up with me, to say the least. It's funny, of course, when folks, lefties want to talk about empathy and everything else, but then it's like, oh yeah, we're glad that fascist is dead. So I don't really care about, that type of shit when you hear about, oh, we're going to talk about empathy, this and that. Like I say, man, yeah. Like I say, there's a lot of shit going on. Yeah. You ask me, the ultimate endpoint of liberal democracy is basically the Soviet Union. I like to tell lefties that I want a single party state run by Democrats to watch their reaction. Yeah. How do you think America's allies in Europe and the rest of the world will react to the American years of of Civil War? Shit, I think that Europe may just be like, fuck this, we're gonna create our own thing. They say, if America can't even take care of their shit happening in their own country, what makes you think that you're going to be able to defend us from the Russians? So yeah, it could just be like, hey, get the hell out, and Mo Union, Mo UN Army and all that stuff, But yeah, like I say, I mean, it's interesting to say the least how people are gonna spin it, I say, but I'm not gonna advocate anything. I don't want y'all to, just in case anyone hears this, I don't want anyone to do anything. Don't do anything stupid. But I'm just trying to tell y'all, see what's going on out there. It's wild, to say the least. I mean, I keep on saying that, but it's like we can see what has happened. But we don't want to take the bait. Don't take the bait and, think that you're going to go out there and try to stop something that, may or may not exist. You know what I mean? Like I say, I mean, this kind of feeds into the whole QAnon type of thing and all this shit. But yeah. Liberalism has evolved into something authoritarian eventually. And the most organic thing is some form of socially progressive leftism. Tolerance can't last. Yeah, exactly. Rebuking the left, I think, is probably the rite of passage for nations that want to be real players. Yeah. Yep. I think there's truth to that. I think there is. I mean, there's this idea of what is the left and everything else, but it's like, is it just socialism? Where we, you have a state-controlled economy, a controlled economy, as they say, command economy, or is it something more? Yeah. And not even worth rallying. It really isn't. But yeah, like I say, I figure I would try to be good faith and get that out there. Just in case I did end the stream a little bit early, as y'all saw, but I think I would try to be good faith about it. Because I thought in my head what I was saying, I was like, I better make sure. You know, like I say, I'm not that good of a person. I'm not. I know I'm not, but I'd rather at least be honest and be like, okay, let me get some more of the facts out there. That's my thing. You know, I'm far from perfect. I'm far from that good of a person. I know I'm not, but I'd rather at least get the information out there as far as I see it and go from there. You know, like I say, man, it's gonna be interesting to say the least how it goes. Is this shit? Once again, kind of feeds in the whole idea of Black Lives Matter as nothing more than a tool. You know, is BLM just a tool of the elite? Because we didn't hear about Black Lives Matter, until what, like 2015 or something like that. The death of Freddie Gray. The dude who allegedly, you know what? I'm not going to get into that. But the thing is, just like people question a lot of this shit, and they wonder why people become QAnon and all this. And it's just so blatant. You see this shit that even, boomers are like, nah, man, something else is going on. You know? Of course, it's hard to tell nowadays. It's hard to say that type of shit without, people accusing you and this and that and getting you in trouble, man. But yeah, that's all I can really say. Yeah. And Nick Fuentes was talking about how the old communist countries came with good flags and anthems. A deeper point I'm trying to bring up is the old left knew how to build a society. Yeah, the new left doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, the new left, I think, in general, yeah. You know, like I say, man, it really does feed into that whole type of thing. I'm not gonna, give it too much attention in terms of conspiracy and everything else, because ultimately, like I say, conspiracy theory, I still have the view of what are you gonna do about a conspiracy theory? Okay, this information, what are you gonna do about it? That's the real question that I have about truthers and all this type of thing. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna fight back, or are you gonna? That's always my question about those things. But that's me. That's me. Uh, yeah. It's hard to think about. You know. Yeah. Nick is right sometimes. Yeah, he has. Yeah, occasionally. Yeah. Sorry to cop out on the whole thing, but using the language of left-right dichotomy makes it really hard to describe anything. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's a hard dichotomy to break. It's like talking about anarchism versus this and that. Yeah. Yeah, there was what they said and what they did. Yeah, they respected power and hierarchy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right on that. Yeah. And of course, you have people like Caleb Maupin and everything else. Yeah, definitely. That dichotomy does need to be abolished. Of course, everyone talks about the French Revolution and everything else, but yeah, I'm not concerned about exposing the government right now. It'll all come crashing down soon enough, and we will either know the truth, even if we don't. Yeah, it won't matter anymore. That's true. That's true. It's just desperate holding on to power. That's true. People are just desperately holding on to power, and it's just gonna be replaced by other folks. You know, as much as folks want to talk about progressivism and we're gonna represent POCs and all this type of thing, that doesn't really matter. It's just gonna be another group, to be taken advantage of. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it all depends on what's gonna happen in the future, right? who's gonna be ruling later on. That's all that really matters, right? Who's gonna rule later on, not necessarily what's gonna happen in the next 4 to 5 years. What's gonna happen in the next 10 or 20 years? That's what really matters. What choices you're going to make now. But yeah, like I say, I think I've said my piece on that in general. But once again, though, just I would just say to the American audience, but also the international audience is be careful. Yeah, there was a leader. Command economy is always right wing in my view. Laissez-faire is left wing. People on the right view their rights as bestowed upon them from authority, God. Yeah, yeah. There's truth to that. Yeah, I mean, like I say, there's such a you know there's so much shit that's been written. Whenever I hear someone, when I hear, people like Caleb Maupin and Forrest talk about the evil right wing, and that right wing is basically that of Moloch, and it's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like I say, it's such a false economy at this point that it's not even worth. I mean, it's not even worth anything. It's not even worth the paper it's printed on. But yeah, it's just it's one of those things, isn't it? Oh, like I say, I've said my piece, so it just goes to show, are you really a rebel, or are you just serving the system? That's a real question, isn't it? But yeah, I think I've said my piece. Like I say, I want to be at least good faith and get that out there, just in case, someone does catch this at the end. Yeah, I don't care about the terms. They mean nothing, get us nowhere. I know who I like and who I don't. Yeah, that's true. People can tactfully choose what is right and left on a whim. To Ben Shapiro, collectivism is left wing, but religious collectives representing their interests is right wing. Yeah. Yep. That's true. Like I say, religion in general is seen as this real evil type of thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah. It's not that big of a thing. But yeah, I figure I would put that out because I feel like it's important to say. Because we should have that moment where it's like, okay, you take the L, you admit you took the L, and then you move on. I said some things that were a little ignorant, and upon further review of the information, I said, I think I was a little off. I think I was a bit off. So I felt like we need something closer to the fact. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Like I say, it's just I think it's important to admit where we fail and where we take the L sometimes. That's something that happens a lot on the right, to be honest. Well, you know what? I'm not screw. I'll just say for people that are more conservative minded, we'll put it that way. Conservative minded folks, is a lot of the time people just jump on the story and it's just like, we have to talk about it and every little bit helps. But I mean, anyway, like I said, this is going to be continuing to be a developing story. And it's going to be interesting to see how it's covered by all the different sides. Whether they call themselves anarcho-communists or whether they call themselves, NatSoc or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of, where is it going to be? But yeah. Yeah. Like I say, I think I've said my piece. I just wanted to get that out there. It's like one of those Minnesota goodbyes, isn't it? It's kind of one of those joke things. Yeah. Yeah. That'll work. Yeah, you can do that. Oh, yeah. Like I say, it's just one of those things of narratives and who, yeah. It's not really getting a lot of attention right now. Yeah. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will, it'll pick up a little bit. But yeah, right now you know. But it may go, you know, in the memory hole, as they say. Same thing with, you know, Chaz. Once Chaz ended, you know, no one talked about it. They didn't want to talk about the murders or nothing like that. You know, it's probably gonna be a similar issue with this, where, you know, this dude ends up dying in jail or something like that. Who knows, right? That's how it usually goes, isn't it? They decide that he's too much of a liability, and, you know, whoosh, yeah, return to monkey, breaking PC now. Yeah, all that matters is that fucker pays. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, yeah. It all depends on, you know, was this a bigger issue, this and that. But you know what? I've said my piece, so I hope y'all enjoyed that. And yeah, I think we'll keep it there. Like I say, I probably won't stream tomorrow, anything else, but yeah. I would say be on the lookout for that story, though, man. Pick up on those details. Pick up the details as possible, you know. Like I say, folks are getting shot, they're getting killed, and, you know, people aren't talking about it. Or, you know, they just say, oh, it's all conspiracy, it's all this and that. It's just like, there's something bigger, man. Something bigger at hand. I'll keep it there. Yeah, there's so many things I remember from being said, done, that a year on have been erased from the internet. Yeah. He wanted to do this. He knew the cops were close by. Yeah. See you later, though, folks. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good, GSP. It's all good. Like I say, but yeah. That's going to be a big, you know, hopefully it doesn't be completely memory hole. It's going to be a big story, you know, somewhere, you know, hopefully on BitChute or something else like that. But yeah, you take care as well. Take care as well, Government Issue and GSP. I'll keep it there, though, and y'all have a good night. See you later.